Hello, Mark Gigani, and this is Straight Talk. With me today is Felix Chung. Felix, you are a member of the Legislative Council.
Michael.
Hello, and you're also the leader of the Liberal Party, a so-called pro-establishment party. We're going to talk about tomorrow's Financial Secretary's budget and what he's going to do, what you want him to do. Before we discuss that, I know you, along with many other people, including my guest last week, Jeffrey Lam, they're producing face masks. Now, they're producing the regular type of surgical face masks, but yours is different. You're a businessman, and you are producing something very different. It's right over there.
Yes.
Can you this is made of cloth. Can you tell us what this is?
Well, this is not a traditional face mask. This is, as you said, is made of cloth. But the raw material is antibacterial and is usable and washable. For the testing I'm doing is we can use it for 60 times. So once
60 times?
60 times. So once you have this mask, you can use it for 2 months. And you don't have to worry about to queue for another mask. Have you finished your box of 50?
But this has got 2 layers, right? Inside and outside.
Yes, this is 2 layers.
And both sides are antibacterial.
Yes. So, I mean, they have 3 advantages. The first one, of course, is antibacterial. The second advantage is usable and washable for 50 or 60 times. And the third advantage is very environmental friendly. It's biodegradable. So once you throw it into landfill, I mean, it can dissolve itself. Unlike the
it dissolves by itself.
Yeah, unlike the traditional face
But then
mask.
it's antibacterial. But what we have here with the coronavirus is a virus, it's not a bacteria.
I know. But unfortunately, at the present moment, nothing in the market is antivirus. But I'm going to send this materials to US, the lab that can test antivirus. So I'm going to test it and wait for the result. Hopefully, we can get it within a month.
Within a month, you can get that.
Yeah.
But local experts have said this is okay?
Well, I gave it to a professional doctor, and he used it. He said for normal community use, this is good enough. But certainly is not ready for a surgical one. So if my test in US and prove that it's antivirus, that can be used for surgical in a later stage.
Are you going to sell it, give it away?
Both. I'm going to give away about 20,000 this type of masks probably next week because it is under production right now.
Okay.
So because it has a cost and the raw material is new, it's pretty expensive. So
How much,
certainly,
you said you're going to sell it, how much are you going to sell it for?
Around 100 Hong Kong dollars. But
Per mask?
Per mask. But if
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but if you think about you can use it for 60 days. The cost is only 1.7 Hong Kong dollars per day. Think about that. How much you get a traditional mask right now in the market? $3, $4, $5.
If you sell for $100, are you making a profit? You're a businessman.
Well, I mean, certainly there will be a profit. But, I mean, it's pretty costly. And once I got the return and some cash flow, I will remake it, and part of that will donate it. So it's part of for donations and part for the cost for remaking it.
Okay. Well, good luck. Let's hope that it works. Now, we're going to move on to the budget. As I said, Paul Chan, the Financial Secretary, will be delivering it tomorrow. Now, all political parties, including establishment political parties, so-called opposition political parties, want him to give a cash handout of $10,000.
Yes.
You, the Liberal Party, do you support that?
Yes, certainly. Probably we are the first one to ask for that. But initially we want the government not to give $10,000 cash, but in coupon.
Coupons for what?
For retail business or for catering use. The reason why we planned for that is if you just give out the cash, some people might not spend it and save it into the bank account, or somebody just spend it in overseas for traveling. But if you use coupon, everything is confined. You have to spend it in the Hong Kong economy. So with the multiple effect, I mean, it will certainly help the economy to...
But then it would be fair to some and unfair to others, because if you give coupons for what shops? Supermarkets, fashion boutiques, restaurants, bakeries. You benefit some of them, but others say, well, what about me?
Well, I mean, we can put it in your octopus card.
And you can use it wherever you want.
Whatever you want, or wherever they have the service. But of course, right now, if the government saying that there will be a high fee on the administration costs, if you pay
it's
out
easy
the
to just to
coupon,
give cash.
If you just pay cash, we of course certainly will be happy to see that.
Do you think the financial secretary will do that tomorrow?
I think he definitely will pay out something, give out something, cash. But whether it will be 10,000, I don't know, maybe 8,000. Because
but the last time, in 2011, the former financial secretary, John Zhang, gave $6,000 to everybody, and then it cost $36 billion,
administration cost.
Yeah, and he came under a lot of criticism. Now, everybody's asking Paul Chan to give money, although some people had opposed it last time.
Well, this time, the situation is more serious than last time. If you think about why John Zhang gave that out in 2011.
Because the government had a lot of money.
Well, I mean, the government had a lot of money. Now the government even have more money than 10 years ago. Last time, when we had the financial crisis, I mean, only certain industry got hit. But this time, all the industry got hit. So, I mean, this time is more serious than last time. And now the government have, how much reserve they have?
Trillions of dollars.
11 trillion. Compared to 10 years ago, it might be only maybe 500 billion or something, right? So the government have a lot of money.
But is it wise to give money away rather than using it for something long term, like our hospitals are overcrowded? There are many other needs that we can put that money towards rather than giving it to people.
But as you said, it's long term. People cannot wait anymore at this moment.
How bad is it? You're a businessman. How bad is the situation now?
Well, if you compare 6 months ago, when we start to have that anti-government riot or demonstrations, overall, some business, for example, retail or catering, they said the business dropped for 30–40%. Now the business dropped for 80–90%. And
so this is worse than the protests of a few months ago.
Certainly worse, much worse. But Hong Kong is suffering for this sort of anti-government protests, and now we have the coronavirus. I mean, we've been hit for 8 months. And we do not know when the outbreak will be ended.
Will it bounce back like SARS? I mean, you're a businessman.
Well,
SARS, it bounced back quick.
Certainly, it might be bounced back, but we do not know when. It may be 6 months later. So there will be a lot of people already have the business closed down and increase the unemployment rate already. So we should help now, not wait for another few months.
Aside from handing out money, what else should the financial secretary do?
Well,
he's got $30 billion, I think, to help businesses and so on, right?
Yes, but I mean, it's good to help certain industries, but not all the industries. I mean, for example, they're helping the retail business. But what about the wholesale business? I mean, the wholesale business is the backup of the retail business. If the retail business got hurt, I mean, this wholesale business certainly will get hurt. But
you can't help everybody.
No, of course.
The government cannot finance Hong Kong's entire business structure, right?
Not. So this is why I already made a proposal to the government on certain new ideas, like interest rate subsidies or rebate of interest rate. I can explain.
Cut taxes?
Cut taxes, certainly he will do. He's been doing that already. But I mean, the interest rate is a new proposal. Why interest rate? For example, all the business sector, when they do the business, they need to borrow money from the bank. The bank charges them interest, right, from 3 to 7%. All right, depends on the size of the company. Then why do we have to rebate that? For example, now some bank already doing some good things. For example, if you have a loan, they only ask you to repay the interest rather than the principal. For example, if I borrow for the bank paying 6% of interest, I don't have to pay the principal. If the government can subsidize 2% of the interest, I only have to pay 4% in these situations. So I give you a very good example.
Sure. Okay. Now, you know, even though the government has got trillions of dollars, it's not limitless. So let me ask you this: if the financial secretary does give out 10,000 or whatever, should everybody get it? Because, you know, people, I don't think you need $10,000, but the last time $6,000 was given out, even multimillionaires qualified. Should that be the case?
Yes, well, what we call universal. Give out the money to everybody. I personally do not agree as what you say should give to everybody. Certain people do not need that.
Exactly.
Right.
Tycoons, big developers, they don't need $10,000.
I mean, for those people, but now because of the administration cost, if you separate those who are not qualified, who are not the one not qualified, who are the one who qualify, that may take ages. For example, paying 4,000 last time, take almost 2 years to finish that.
Right.
So right now we cannot wait. Just give out to everybody.
Right. Okay, quick break, Susan. Don't go away. Thanks for staying with us. It's a Straight Talk with you today is Felix Chung. Felix Chung, you're the Liberal Party leader, legislative councillor, and also a businessman. Now, you're in the garment industry. You were saying that the government needs to help not only retailers, but wholesalers and a lot of other people. How badly is your business affected?
It's very bad. It's very bad. The garment industry is basically, we're doing exports. We firstly was hit by the trade war between China and US, right? Fortunately, they had an agreement. It was signed a month ago. Initially, we thought, oh, at least this was settled. But now we are facing another problem because most of our production are in China. Our factory are in China. And now most of our factory cannot open because of the outbreak of the virus, coronavirus. And if we want to open the factory and start production, we have to apply that to the local government, and they have to check whether we are capable to do the production. The other thing is we do not have sufficient of workers. You know, the workers are from different provinces.
Sure.
Now a lot of them do not allow to come back. So we are lack of workers. We cannot open the factories to start the productions. We cannot export, start to do the export. And then the buyer are asking, what's wrong? And they start to cancel the order. So this is really bad.
Well, you know, as the financial secretary said that we've never faced something as bad as this in a long, long time.
Yes.
And he's expecting a huge budget deficit. Let me ask you this then. Our chief executive, Carrie Lam, has come under a lot of criticism for the way she handled the protest movement and for the way she handled this. We still have people, Hong Kong people in Wuhan.
Yeah.
And one person has now died, a Hong Kong person has now died, yet they're still stuck there. What's holding the government up? Why aren't these people being sent back? Other countries have sent their people back.
I have no idea. I mean, the government should have done this long time ago. Just sending a charter flight or charter speed rail to send them back here.
Yeah, because the high-speed railway links Hubei, right?
Yes, certainly, yes. Just about 4 or 5 hours, they can come back.
So why isn't this being done?
No, I really have no idea.
How do you rate Carrie Lam's performance in all of this?
Everything she made, every decision she made was late.
Including?
And not efficient at all.
When you say every decision was late, do you mean including closing most of the border crossings?
Yeah, well, we make announcement already about almost a month ago, asking to close the border for 14 days, just like Macau.
But she didn't do that.
No. Well, everybody knows that.
So if she's not doing any of that and she's not listening to people, you belong to the pro-establishment camp. You're supposed to support her. Do you support her?
No, we're supposed to support the government, whatever decisions make was right. We certainly can criticize the government and tell the government what's wrong.
Have you told the government what's wrong?
Many times.
Do they listen?
Part of that, not everything.
So you would have liked to see the border closed a lot sooner. You think that people, Hong Kong people stuck in Wuhan and the rest of Hubei should be brought back ASAP.
Yeah.
They waited a long time to bring Hong Kong people back from Japan, from the cruise ship, right?
Well, at least the Hong Kong government is making that step. Well, certain delay was, I think, was part of the responsibility of the Japanese government, right? But at least the government...
Well, at least most of them are back now.
Yeah, right. But the same thing should be doing for the Wuhan, Hong Kong people.
Now, there was a report, Felix, I don't know how accurate this report is, a media report that said that Carrie Lam had sent a progress report to the central government about how she was handling the coronavirus, and she had said that the virus could help the pro-establishment camp like yourself win in the Legislative Council elections in September, because the pro-establishment camp had lost badly in the district council elections. So the central government helps by sending face masks or raw material to make face masks. Then this would help the pro-establishment camp win the legislative elections. Is it the right time to talk politics?
Well, first, I do not know whether this news is a real one.
Me neither, but it was
we are
reported,
waiting
yeah.
for the government to clarify it, right? The second one, I doubt it, even if the comment from that letter is true. The election is still far away, still have
It's
at
September,
least 7-8 months to go. Things changes every day, so we do not know whether the situation will happen when we have the elections start from July. But right now, the performance of the present government is really very bad.
You talk about the Carrie Lam administration is very bad. In what
Very
way
bad.
is it bad?
To handling everything, to handling the coronavirus breakout, to
How did it handle the virus breakout bad?
Well, everything is very late. The decisions make it very late. You know, compared to Macau, everybody compare that to Macau.
Macau and...
Well, at least there's no new infections cases for 18 days.
Yeah, so in effect, after 14 days, you can say you have brought it under control,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Well, Macau did that. They closed the casinos, and then they had some kind of border restrictions with Mainland China.
The casino is the major industry.
And they shut it down.
They shut it down with a very fast decisions. But what does the Hong Kong government do? I mean, if they close the border, they need at least 2 weeks to finish that.
Tell me, Felix, honestly, why is it, everybody asks me, I have no answer, and why is it that our current administration is so slow compared to other places in dealing with the face mask issue, like Singapore has dealt with it, Taiwan has dealt with it, Macau has dealt with it, that we're so late in everything, and that everything takes so long, decision-making is so long. Why is it?
Well, as you said, you have no answer. I don't have answer to. But, I mean, if you think about the face mask case, Carrie Lam announced on the Lunar Year, the first day of the Lunar Year, saying that she already asked the central government to give us support on all these protective materials. But eventually, after 10 days, she said, failure. So I mean, she relied too much on what she think is the right decisions, even relying just on the central government. But I mean, China is facing their own problems
A huge
right now.
problem of its own.
Right, might not be able to help Hong Kong. So we have to help ourselves. Everybody can get face masks, even though the quantity might not be big. I mean, business sector can get face masks, social welfare.
Well, you've got it. You know,
organization
Jeffrey
got it,
Lam last week got
Everybody
it.
can get it. But,
Everybody's.
but
Joshua Wong's got it, but the government cannot get it.
Just the government cannot get it. I mean, they are making a wrong way of buying the face masks.
You know, you belong to the establishment camp. Lately, I've heard that even the establishment camp is very unhappy with Carrie Lam and her administration. How unhappy are you?
Well, I can only represent myself. Well,
And your party, the Liberal Party.
Not even the Liberal Party yet, because we have different opinion of different point of view. But I mean, I'm just doing everything myself to see how we can really help the community. For example, using this fabric face mask, right? So I mean, this is the way we can do whatever we can do to help ourselves and the Hong Kong community, and not relying on the government.
Okay, now you said the September elections is a long way away. Do you think that the establishment camp can recover the losses it had with the district council elections?
It's really hard to say at this moment.
Are you optimistic?
No, not at all. Not at all at this present moment. But I mean, as I said, things changing every day.
Why are you not optimistic?
Well, a lot of people relate the pro-establishment with the present administrations. If the present administration is doing something that is not appropriate to the whole community, I mean, we are connected with...
Well, supposing the financial secretary gives out a lot of money to a lot of people, everybody's very happy, then it should be a benefit for the establishment
Well,
camp,
let's
right?
see tomorrow how the financial secretary is giving out the benefits to the Hong Kong people, and see how the Hong Kong people are happy with that. We have to wait
You
and
think
see.
you can buy people's votes that way?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
I mean, if the finance secretary says, okay, here's 10,000, 20,000 per person, is that going to change sentiment?
No. That, I think, the people will think about is a must. You must do it. Otherwise, I mean, the whole society will be more angrier to the government.
But even if he gives the money out, they will still not say, okay, thank you very much, now I will support the government.
No. Not just by one policy. We have to see from now along to September, how the government performs, how the pro-establishment is connected to the government. That's why a lot of the pro-establishment government is disconnecting with the
Well, I've got
present
to end the show. Carrie Lam said we connect, but it's not connecting. Thank you very much. See you next time. Good evening.